Hello, my third grade friends. This is Miss Kinsler, your Zinc LET, and we are in connections right now. So we are going to learn about our new unit. We're starting a new unit today. It is for archaeology and artifacts. So I'm going to show you a PowerPoint that is going to introduce it. We're going to learn a little bit of vocab, and we're going to have some activities in the PowerPoint. There won't be any there won't be like a formal assignment to turn into teams today. I'm just gonna give you credit if you open the assignment, but I do expect that you are doing the activity along with me. So I'm going to try to find my activity real quick. Not wanting to pop up for me. Hold on a second. Nope, not that one. And this one. All right. So you won't actually see my face anymore after this because Stream was wanting to not work, so you wouldn't have my little face in the corner. So I will have to do that in a second. Sorry, one of my students was calling me. And here we go. Okay, so we are in Zinc Connections, Archaeology and Artifacts. This is what that word looks like. It is really big, really long, has a lot of vowels like right here, and artifacts. All right, so what happens? What are they? What do they tell us? Okay, so imagine this. This is your scenario for the week. You are a famous archaeologist and you have brought your team to time travel to the year 3019, so almost 100 years in the future, 99 years in the future from now. Upon arrival, your team stumbles upon the ruins of where an old basic school used to be. You set to work uncovering a gold mine of ancient-looking items that clue you in to the life and culture of the students who attended this ancient site. Okay, so hold on, Ms. Kinsler, we need an explanation. You should have learned a little bit about archaeology and artifacts and archaeologists in the video that we watched together in our Do Now. But just to reiterate what that says, archaeology, it can be spelled either way with the AEO or just the EO, is the study of human activity through the finding and analyzing of artifacts. And then an archaeologist is a person who studies archaeology. They study the human history through the excavation of sites and the analysis of artifacts and other physical remains. So you can see in the picture some people working, probably archaeologists working who are this guy, you can see him on the right, he's drawing some scientific sketches, which we'll learn about. And you can see the people on the left digging and removing very carefully dirt from the site. And what is an artifact? An artifact is an object made by a human being, typically an item of cultural or historical interest. And it does have to be a physical item. It has to be something you're able to hold. That is what an artifact is. And sometimes artifacts are really, really old, like this dinosaur, or they're only a couple 100 years old, like this pharaoh head. And sometimes they can even be only 50 years old. But it's pretty much anything found in the past. And it does have to have, you know, some sort of historical or cultural interest. What's a scientific sketch? So a scientific sketch is to record and communicate information, not to just make art. And it's really important that the archaeologists create good detailed diagrams and sketches with labels, measurements, questions, and any explanations they might have on it. So you can see here the picture is the one kind of in color, and then the sketch is the one that a person drew below it in, black and white. So if you are, you found this pencil that's in your hand, hopefully, and you're drawing a scientific sketch of it, you have the physical object so you can measure it and put those precise measurements. You can't do it off of a drawing, unfortunately. But you're going to do any labels of parts that you know or parts that you think might do something. If you're not sure, ask a question about it, put it on your paper. If you know what something does, put your explanation there. So they're very, very detailed. So now we are going to practice creating a scientific sketch. So you will need your paper and a pencil, which you should have already. And I'm going to show you an artifact from the school in 3019 that you're going to create a scientific sketch for. And remember your labels and your questions and your explanations, and think about what the different parts might be used for. And if you need more time, just pause this video to finish your drawing. Yeah, let's keep going. All right. This is your school artifact. You might already know what this is, and that's okay. You can write your explanations down instead of your questions. So you're going to practice drawing this right now, and you're going to create 5 scientific observations about this object. Pause the video if you need more time. Please don't forget your labels. Real quick, before I have you pause your video, I am going to show you my sketch of this object. All right, so here's mine. I did it on my whiteboard. You can see I have some labels, and I point them to specific pieces on here with an arrow. I made sure to make it really nice. This is the best of my ability. You can see the little notes I wrote down here about things with explanations. I didn't have any questions about this because I happen to know what this is. But if you have questions, like say I didn't know what this is, I could write, what is this used for, etc. Okay, so this is, oops, this is mine. I want to see what you can draw now. So go ahead and pause the video, and I will let you know when I'm going to start talking again. Okay, so you have now unpaused the video, and I'm going to tell you what the artifact is on the next slide. No cheating. Okay, it's a pencil sharpener. So this was actually the pencil sharpener that Ms. Kinsler had in her 3rd grade classroom. So you would put your pencil in this little hole on the left side. Sorry, I have the hiccups. And you would use this lever to turn it around to sharpen the pencil. The lever controls some gears on the inside. So it wasn't electric. You couldn't just put your pencil in the hole and let it go. You had to manually crank it to sharpen your pencil. It was a big pain. The electric sharpeners are so much better. But this was a pencil sharpener before we had electric ones. All right. Next, we have some other items that were found at the archaeology site at the basis school in 3019. We have this black thing on the left, this thing down here, this pointy thing, and this jar of something. And here we have all of these rows of little things, lots of things. So I want you to pick one to draw. You can do more if you want, of course. I will absolutely not stop you from going above and beyond and being an excellent overachiever, but you only have to do one. And I would like you to, again, pause the video so you can draw it, And then on the next slide, I'm going to tell you the answer to what these are. Again, don't forget your labels, your questions, your explanations. You can't do the measurements, so that's okay. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so you have unpaused the video because your scientific sketch is done and you are ready to find out what these mysterious objects are. All right, this black thing was a typewriter. So it's like an old computer, but without the screen. So you would put paper in this top part, and when you press the keys, the letters would form right away on the paper with ink. They're basically like stamps, putting stamps on the ink, and then putting that on the paper for the letters. And then this thing in the middle is an inkwell and a quill. And so this is like an early form of the pen. So you would have to actually write with this long thing, and you would have to put ink in it, which is in the jar, every time you want to write. And you would have to refill the ink a lot while you were writing. So the modern invention of the pen is much, much faster and more convenient. You can just throw a pen in your backpack or your pencil pouch and not, this whole thing. And then on the right, these things are desks. You can see that the seat of like your chair attaches to the desk portion of the person behind you, or your seat is attached to their desk, whatever way you think about it. So that would probably be pretty annoying, especially if you had someone who liked to move a lot. Oh my goodness. So our modern desks, I think, are also a much better invention. But kind of cool to see how people of the past lived and went to school. All right, that is the end of my presentation. And I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see, or you can see, my beautiful face. That is the end of our presentation. Again, you don't have any formal assignment to turn in today. You don't have a form or anything to submit. I'm just grading that you did this and trusting that you have participated along with us, even though I'm not technically watching you over your shoulder today. Okay, so you guys are done a little early with connections. Have a wonderful day. You can work on your science if you would like to go back and do that, or whatever else you need to finish. Okay, have a great day. I will see you tomorrow in our live sessions, and we will have connections. Not next, yes, next Monday. On the next Monday that we have. I can't remember if it's Labor Day or not. Okay, have a great weekend or week. Bye, guys.